The Blendtec Designer Series includes the owner's manual, DVD, the 7-year warranty card, and a colorful recipe book. Lots of wonderful recipes and plenty of colorful images. You also have a quick start user's guide to get started right away. It's a nice package. The blender stands 15.5 inches high. The base is 9 inches long, 7 inches wide, and 7 inches high. The blender comes with a heavy-duty cord with a 3-prong plug. The cord is 48 inches long with a Velcro tie wrap. The blender with the jar on it stands 15.5 inches high. You have 2 convenient handles underneath. So rubber feet to keep it from moving around, 3 horsepower motor, a blender drive socket connected to a direct drive motor, and that goes in with a blade and a 12 teeth. Capacitive touch user interface. Let's turn it on. Then you see here the number of cycles the blender's been used, 6 pre-programmed cycles right at the top, the sliding speed control and pulse. Let's start with a test of the batter, sauces, dips, and dressings. This is a 23-second cycle. So anything you want to prepare, like a batter for pancakes, sauces, and that you run, this is a rather short cycle. We have the ice crush and milkshake cycle. A little longer cycle, and remember these cycles, when they run, the blender goes through different phases of faster and slower speeds to achieve the right mixture for the right consistency for your beverage. The smoothie cycle, one of the longer cycles, where you would have a pretty large smoothie recipe want to be blended. There too, is you can see in the reflections of the water we have in the jar, going through faster and slower cycles to achieve the consistency desired. The ice cream frozen yogurt cycle, same thing, fast and slow, to again be able to thoroughly blend frozen foods and prepare many tasty delights. We're going through a fast speed to get to the end of the cycle. Our next cycle that we'll be looking at is the whole juice. It's a 50-second cycle, and with the Blendtec blender you can prepare wholesome whole juices from whole fruits and vegetables. Blend them right down with a small amount of liquid to a consistency that you can actually drink it. Smooth without any particles or pieces left inside. The soups, syrups, and fondues is the longest cycle on the Blendtec blender. It's long enough to actually bring your product to a warm, hot even. If you've used warm liquids to start, the friction and the 90-second cycle will really get the product hot. We're going to look at the slider scale. Got the, just slide your finger across for the speeds to go up, and then the pulse is at the end on the right. You speed up towards the right, or you speed back down towards the left. Just slide your finger across it and you see the blender slows down. You can stop at any time by hitting the X. You can start and stop any cycle in progress by touching the X and turn off your blender. Let's look at the blender now with water in it, just so you can see the vortex. We're going to look at this in slow motion. See how things get pulled down to the bottom. The unique shape of the jar achieves a vortex where everything gets swirled from the top to the bottom to achieve a smooth, blended consistency. And now let's try a smoothie recipe. Right from the book, this recipe is called Buried Up to Here. And we'll just run the blender on the suggested smoothie cycle. Also good sometimes to hold the blender down, especially when it's crushing frozen things. The Fresh Blends recipe book includes many smoothie recipes. The Smoothie Cycle blends at fast and slow speeds to achieve the consistency at the end. A thoroughly blended smoothie.